a little bit more. He did, I guess, strike out 12 people today, though. So I don't know if I don't know where his velo is at the moment, but a little bit different from last year. So
Well, the numbers are there, right? I mean, he's going to go low too, right?
yeah, it might even be closer to 1 after today. So or
Probably.
well, 199. I mean, a 1 something.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, so that'll definitely be something to watch out for. With Severino, though, the Red Sox do seem to have his number. We lit him up pretty good in that previous series, and I know we did in a start last September. So
Yeah, I remember the day game, Yankee Stadium. You guys lit him up. I remember that.
yeah, so that could make the matchup maybe a little bit more even.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on Pomeranz, though.
See, in terms of like the last start in Fenway, I'm just like it was cold. His slider didn't have too much bite on it last time, so I'm thinking that was he'd get destroyed by I think any team at that start. But in terms of against the Red Sox, I think with Severino, he gets a little overhyped in big situations. You could tell by the wild card game, he gets very into it. So
yeah,
I think with the Red Sox, obviously that's a game to get hyped about. So sometimes he gets a little too overhyped.
Right. Yeah. Or he could just completely shut us down.
Yeah. It'll probably be that one or the other. He'll probably throw a complete game shutout, or he'll give up 6 runs through 3.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be an interesting start one way or the other.
Yeah.
And then your guaranteed win is on Wednesday. That's David Price versus
Tanaka.
And I think I can't remember already if we talked about it in an earlier segment or if it was on the phone, but Tanaka pitches Boston very tough. So
yeah,
I'm not expecting a ton of offense from.
I'm thinking, in my slightly biased opinion, I'm thinking Tuesday and Wednesday's a victory for the Yankees, and I think Porcello's CC, you guys get the win on Thursday.
Yeah, but CC.
I mean, CC's pitching well, but I think Porcello's going to outlast CC, and then I think Porcello's going to shut down the Yankees.
It could happen. But I mean, your
was
offense is
filthy last time out. But then again, the Yankees' offense is doing much better now than it was.
Yeah, it's too potent of an offense for me to be too comfortable with it. If we were at home in Fenway, I'd probably feel a little bit better. But
yeah, that's whole other ball game being here. Yeah, and the Yankee Stadium's actually a respectable crowd nowadays with the new teams. So
yeah. And Price is. I think after that he's got the last game of the. Or actually, maybe he doesn't now that I think about it, because that's game 2, and then I guess it just depends. If Toronto's a 4-game set, then yeah, he might pitch the last game, but he hates getting booed. He talks about it in interviews. Like he has real issues with us as fans, and but. He hasn't
performed better then. There you go. You won't get booed if you perform better.
Exactly. He hasn't won a postseason start in his entire career as a starter.
What is his postseason career rate? It's probably in the 5s, I'm sure. So
his ERA is in the 5s for sure. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
And he's 0-8 as a starter.
No, he's not. 0-8
as a starter.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's got 3 wins out of the bullpen though. One of which he gave up 3 runs though. Somehow gets the win.
Yeah, so that's win losses are stupid, but sometimes they come into play. They're a nice stat, but sometimes they're not.
Yeah, but as a reliever, I mean, I think they're meaningless.
Oh, reliever? Oh, no, I don't. That is my pet peeve. Win losses should not even be shown as stats for relievers. I can't stand it.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, Kimbrel was like 0-3 last year, but it was
he had like a 1.8 or something.
Something like that. It was the most disgusting,
Kimbrel was absolutely filthy last year.
Yeah, but he's another guy too that I think has issues with pressure. And,
really?
Yeah, because I forget the game. It was so traumatic, but it was game 4 when we got tossed. He came into the game late, and we either had a 1-run lead or we were tied when he came in, and he ends up getting shelled, and
oh, really?
The game essentially got lost when he was on the mound, and I'm just uncomfortable with him. I'm not going to miss him when he goes. I mean, we don't have an obvious replacement, but
like you said before, I mean, like if you have a problem with pressure, Boston's the worst place to play in.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Mark Melanson was a reliever, and still is. I mean, he's with the Giants right now, but
Giants now, yeah.
he's on the DL with a pretty serious injury, I think. But he was good before he came to Boston, and he was good after he left with Pittsburgh.
Who was he with? And then he went to the Nationals, wasn't it? The Nationals for a bit.
I don't know. I forget.
I think he was traded somewhere. I think
we traded him to Pittsburgh. I think.
Didn't Pittsburgh trade him in 2016, the year before his free agency? I think. Or maybe not. I could be wrong.
Well, if he got traded, it must have been to the Giants.
Because he signed a 4-year deal with the Giants. I remember.
Yeah.
Like the offseason before last year. I just thought he was traded the offseason or the season going into that offseason. I don't know.
He might have been, yeah. But he got killed in Fenway, had an ERA like well north of 6, and he just couldn't handle being here.
A lot of people can. Same with the Yankees. And you never know, Stan could be one of those guys. Can't you look at his road to home splits for Stan, and I mean, like they're just insane.
Yeah, I wouldn't get too pessimistic. I hate the length of his deal, though. I mean, he's got 9 years left after this one.
I hate it in terms of like the principle, when in terms of, like Miami signed him to that. I just think it makes you think just how stupid the old ownership was.
Yeah,
it's absolutely insane.
That franchise is one of the worst. The 3 worst franchises in MLB right now is Miami, the Mets, and the Angels are the 3 worst. And
the Mets ownership is putrid.
Yeah, and they just had all kinds of clubhouse issues last year. I mean, Harvey was like,
oh man, Harvey's
getting wasted and not showing up to games.
Yeah,
and then
apparently Harvey was not well liked in the clubhouse either. Like in terms of the players.
Yeah, I heard he was pretty polarizing, and he had other issues too. Like he showed up late to like some postseason thing.
I saw that. Yeah, on the Michael K show, I heard that.
Blamed it on traffic or something, and you just have to wonder. And and the Angels, like their owner tends to get a little too involved. They brought in Pujols on a stupid contract.
Gee, that's another 10-year deal. There you go. That's an awful 10-year deal.
Yeah, and the Josh Hamilton thing didn't work out very well, and I don't know. And they've kept Socha all these years, and I don't think that's a very smart organization. They got off to a good start, but I don't know how for real they're going to be.
I don't know what they've been doing since the Yankees series, but I know going into the Yankees series they weren't playing too well, and then we swept them.
Yeah, but they could compete for a wild card.
I think they will, yeah.
I thought the Twins would be a little bit better than this, but
they should have been. I mean, like I think they won 85 games last year, won a wild card, and they added Logan Morrison, they added Addison Reed. Fernando Rodney shouldn't even be in baseball anymore, in my opinion. But
he's just one of those streaky guys too. He's always
he's one of those guys that's still around, puts up like half decent numbers, like I guess you'd say. But he just like every time I see him pitch, he just doesn't perform.
It looks like he's blowing a save. Yeah. Well, he's with Arizona last year, and pretty good closer. But yeah, I don't know. I just relief pitching is just, especially with Boston, is real finicky. And we got Tyler Thornburg coming back though pretty quick, and he was the closer for Milwaukee. And
that's right. Yeah.
Before he had the thoracic outlet syndrome, so he could end up being the closer next year with Kimbrel being gone and whatnot. But
and should be comfortable with him being the closer with Kimbrel gone or no?
Well, we haven't seen him pitch yet. He's been injured the whole time he's been with us, so it just depends. But we got a prospect named Austin Maddox who looks like he could be a potential candidate. Bobby Pointer was like the star of the offseason. He was out with a hamstring, and then he came back, and then they had to option him for I think when Bogarts, no, actually, who was it? Someone came off the DL, and then we ended up having to option him. But I would have optioned that Walden guy that seems to get killed every time. But yeah, but he could emerge anyway, and if Carson Smith goes on this disgusting run, then
Yeah, how's he doing? I heard he's not doing too well.
Like every third or fourth start, he scuffles a little. Let me see. He's got a 4.22 ERA right now, but he's not too far removed from Tommy John, so I'm not freaking out over it. And yeah, he got killed in that opening day loss to Tampa and had another bad outing against them, and I think there was another recent game. I don't remember if that was Kansas City or maybe it was even Tampa a third time, actually. Kind of tagged him for a couple runs, but yeah, we got so much depth, and then Joe Kelly, of course,
Joe Kelly.
he's a cult hero now. I'm sure Tyler Austin must be.
Love Tyler Austin. Yeah, I've always liked Tyler Austin, but after that, that was awesome. I love that. Like, that's what we need. Just think about the Rock. It came at a perfect time where just like both teams are going to obviously be contending for the AL East this year, and then the first years of the year there's a brawl. I loved it.
Yeah, my girlfriend already has one of those Joe Kelly Fight Club shirts.
yeah, and then there's like the Stone Cold Tyler Austin shirts out there. I love it. It's awesome.
Yeah, and
it's good for baseball.
Another thing too is that's kind of been in the back of my mind. The Red Sox have been hitting a lot of pitchers, and most of it's been like off-speed stuff, and for the most part, nobody's really retaliated, in the last week or so when all this has gone down. So, but none of that's gonna fly in New York.
I was thinking that. I'm like, if any pitches that even remotely even graces somebody, this series would something may happen.
Yeah, and I think
especially if it's Tyler Austin.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be him. I think the Red Sox feel that that's settled, but
yeah, the thing with Tyler Austin, he was already kind of a hot hit, so. With that whole situation, he'd freak out a little bit.
Yeah, and I think if anybody ends up drilling you guys from our staff, it's going to be someone who's going to be optioned soon anyway, or it'll be a starter. Yeah. I because it hurts when a reliever gets suspended because you can't replace him. You're down.
For a starter, you can just push him back a day, and there you go, pretty much.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. So I think they'll be a little more tactful, as far as that goes. But I think something will happen, and I just there's too much on the line.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be something. I hope there's something, to be honest. I mean, I love it.
Yeah, because you guys are, a game behind us still?
Yeah, because you guys won today.
Yeah, so...
You guys swept Texas, right? You swept, or did you lose one?
We lost the first one with Price, yeah.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, and you guys swept Cleveland, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you guys are just disgusting right now because
I love it.
We're scuffling against sub 500 teams. Tampa, they actually won the series. We ended up eking out the one with Kansas City, but they still won 1 out of 3, and then we lost the one against Texas. To start with, so that was kind of ugly after that one because the homestand was already dismal, and now that we've won 3 in a row, people are settling down. But
yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Everything's kind of like coming together for a good series to come up. The Yankees going in, game out, so
yeah,
it'll be electric.
I think you guys, it never goes the way I think, but
that's baseball. You can't really. Baseball's the hardest sport to predict. I mean, it's just like it's definitely tough.
Yeah, I mean, I think 2 out of 3 for you guys is a safe prediction. I mean, I know we've tagged Severino pretty good, but I still have to give him the edge, against Pomeranz. If he was up against Sale or Porcello, I would lean more heavily towards Boston. But
yeah, Porcello's the one that scares me a little because he looked absolutely filthy last time out. But then again, like I said before, I mean, it was absolutely frigid in that Boston series. So
yeah,
the offense wasn't clicking too well at that time.
He's been so good though, even since then. I mean,
But then again, the Yankees' offense has been much better than it was at that point. So
yeah, he seems.
But also, they haven't really hit good pitching still, though, when it comes to starters. Like Verlander lit him up, and then it was insane. Dallas Keuchel they hit, but he's not having too good of a season. So
yeah, I haven't actually looked him up, but you would think in a walk.
He's not awful, but he's in I think he's in like 4s somewhere.
Yeah, he'll rein it in though. He'll end up in the 3s. I would think. Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing with Porcello though is, he's keeping the ball like high in the strike zone, and I think he's kind of learned how to offset the whole launch angle thing a little bit, and that's been the difference. So